Now, a lot of dividend investors as of recently seem to be chasing after buying into ultra high yielding dividend ETFs right now, ones that are paying north of 15, 30, 45, or even 100%. And I get it on paper, it seems like easy passive income. Even some of these names have a decent historical return, which seems too good to pass up. But the problem is not enough people talk about the fact that a lot of ultra high yielders, even ones that offer a ton of income generation every single month or every single week, are actually decaying underneath it all. What I mean is that the price of the actual investment is slowly bleeding out over time, and even with all that juicy income coming in every single week or month, some of these investments in general are not worth investing into in the first place. So in this video, I want to talk about ultra high yielding ETFs, share with you guys exactly what you need to look out for, especially when it comes to decay. I'm going to share with you guys a very, very important metric to always run through, especially when analyzing any ultra high yielder throughout the markets. Then later on, I'm going to share with you guys some different examples of some that have done well, some that have done bad. So I promise you're going to want to stick around until the end. So if you're interested in ultra high yielding dividend focused ETFs, drop a like down below, subscribe, and let's get right into it. If you've been thinking about building passive income with high yield dividend investing, now is the time to get started because there's never been a better opportunity to build a high yielding portfolio than right now, and that's because all the amazing high yield products that are available throughout the markets. Now I just dropped a brand new ebook. It's everything that I've learned after building a 7-figure dividend portfolio that pays me thousands every single month. Inside this new high yield investing ebook, we're going to go over how it actually works, the risks, the rewards, sample portfolios, and exactly how you can start collecting income very quickly. Now my ebook is designed to help you get straight to the point because, to be honest, there is quite a bit to learn about the strategy. So if you want to grab this ebook, it's down below the first link in my description. Now let's get back into the video. So first things first, let's talk about one of the most dreaded things that comes along with some of the ultra high yielding ETFs. And I know you guys have probably seen this time and time again. What I'm talking about is an ultra high yielding ETF. Let's say one that offers a 50%, 75%, or even 100% yield, but has decayed in price like crazy over time. Take the YieldMax Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF, or ticker symbol TESLA. Now, even though TESLA has offered a ton of income, I mean a ton of income since inception, this ETF is down around 80+% as far as price return goes. Now, once you factor in the magic metric of total return, it's not as grim of an outcome, but still investors that are seeking massive amounts of consistent income are absolutely hoping that they're not going to decay like this also. Now, that brings me into a very, very important metric when it comes to investing into ultra high yielding ETFs. We're talking about total return. Now, total return is the return an investment produces in all forms, including capital gains, dividends, and interest. So with Tesla ETF, for example, you have to look at this 80+% decay in price return and also look at how much income this ETF has produced over time to figure out what the total return is. Now, one of my favorite free tools to see any total return for any stock or ETF across the market for absolutely free is on stockanalysis.com. You can go to ETFs and then go to the comparison tool, and you can type in any ticker symbol and see on the max time frame what the total return is. This is, of course, the price return and the dividends included. So with Tesla, for example, an ETF that is offered in ultra high yield basically since it started trading, the total return since inception, which is all the way back since November of 2022, this ETF, even with the massive yield, has only returned investors around 18-19%, or around 5 or 6% per year. Now, if you were to compare Tesla's total return next to VU, an ETF that offers a tiny yield compared to it, you can see investors over this time frame would have been much better off just not chasing an ultra high yielder and buying into VU. But not so fast, don't get it twisted. There are different ultra high yielders out there like Misty, for example, that not only have outperformed names like VU, but have outperformed them by a mile, which is a very important point to make, which is I'm basically saying that not all ultra high yielders are bad investment opportunities. You just have to know what you're buying. Now, what I mean by that is whenever you're looking into an ultra high yielding ETF, take AIPI, the Rex AI Equity Premium Income ETF, for example. This ETF offers a 35% distribution rate. Take some time and watch videos like mine on YouTube, or go on your own on their websites and read about what the objective is, what the holdings are of any of these ultra yielding ETFs, and ask yourself, how safe is this? How risky is this? And is this ETF right for my portfolio? Now, for example, AIPI owns AI stocks, names like Palantir, names like Nvidia, names like CrowdStrike, ARM, etc. But then along with that, writes covered calls on these ultra volatile names, which is how AIPI offers so much yield, around 34-35%. Now, my point is that AIPI, an ultra high yielder, is very different to MSTY, the YieldMax MSTR Option Income Strategy ETF, which offers exposure to MSTR, the single stock micro strategy, but then through an option strategy offers a ton of income generation and, of course, MSTR exposure. My point is, when it comes to ultra high yielding ETFs, you have to look into the underlying, you have to look into the actual strategy of what they do in order to earn so much yield potentially. You have to ask yourself what you think is going to happen with the underlying single stock or basket of stocks or even index over a certain time frame. And then of course ask yourself if it matches what you're looking for your portfolio. Now there's a lot of dividend investors arguing whether or not ultra high yielding ETFs are worth buying, or buying into names like this is even considered dividend investing at all. And I would say it completely depends on what you're investing into. Certain ones of these names on this list right here, as far as the ultra high yielders go, I would never touch with a 10-foot pole. And there's tons of names in this list that I actually have in my portfolio and consistently buy ongoingly. It really just goes back to what I said earlier. You have to ask yourself, what is the underlying? Is it an index? Is it a basket of stocks? Or is it a single stock? How risky is that? And what do you think is going to happen with it in the future? You have to also look into the fund provider, their history, and of course the strategy objectives that the fund actually uses. Then of course, backtesting different ultra yielding ETFs, seeing what they've done historically, maybe things have changed since then, asking yourself once again if what they have to offer, even historically, matches what you're looking for your portfolio. So all in all, I don't think that ultra high yielders are necessarily good or bad. It just depends on which ones they are. And we're all going to have different opinions on certain names, whether again, it's an ultra yielding ETF that offers exposure to a single name, a basket of stocks, etc., etc. So when it comes to ultra high yielders, I don't think the problem necessarily is the fact that they offer a ton of income generation. I think it's more or less the same thing with any investment opportunity. You have to take some time, screen tons of different ETFs and see what they have to offer, and then ask yourself if they match what you're looking for in your portfolio. Now, if you guys are still watching this video at this point, definitely drop a like down below and subscribe. Thank you so much for getting to this point. And here's 4 of my favorite ultra yielders as of this moment that I've been buying currently. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like in it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by. And if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.